All right, you guys, let's talk about Peter Max. He is an incredible artist. So he came from Germany to escape persecution during the Holocaust. He wanted to live the American dream. You know, so many people want to come to America to live the American dream, and he really did. He became this amazing, worldwide renowned artist. He was very successful. And what happened in his old age because of that success? He did incredible works of art like this, and like this, or like this. Really, really beautiful art. Or art like this, honoring the country that now allows him to be locked behind closed doors, no access to his own money that he himself made through his amazing work. Yeah. That's the country that he came to. He came to live the American dream, and guess what? He now lives the American nightmare. Fiduciaries, like the ones that you might have seen in the Netflix film I Care a Lot, came after him, right? So now, his family is not allowed to see him except for very, very short supervised visits. His conservator has taken away his pets, has taken away his right to leave the house, has taken away his phone, has isolated him. His health is declining. You know what? Why don't we hear this from his daughter, who is fighting to end his conservatorship? This whole Free Britney movement has really brought so many different stories to the forefront, and I think it would just be better if you hear it from her. It's extremely powerful, and it's extremely heartbreaking, and I cried the entire time I watched her speak. She is such an incredible person with such a good soul. You can just feel it whenever you're near her, and if we're going to work this hard to free Britney, we need to work this hard to free Peter Max. So let's hand it over to her.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Libra Max. My father is the pop artist Peter Max, my beloved 80-year-old father. For over 2.5 years, my father has been held in extreme isolation by 2 court-appointed guardians, 1 court-appointed attorney, and 3 additional attorneys that they hired, all to keep him in isolation so they could, for financial exploitation, and that's just the simple answer, because you cannot financially exploit somebody without putting them into isolation. I want to thank everyone here, the Free Britney activists, the undeniable, brave, fierce Free Britney activists. Thank you.
Woo!
You may have started just to free Britney, but this has turned into a critical, powerful social justice movement.
Yes. Yeah.
Your voice has given me a voice to speak for my father.
Woo!
Before Britney came out and bravely spoke, and before all of her fans and this movement spoke for her, no one would have believed, and no one did believe, what was happening to my father. It sounded too insane. But now, because of all of you and because of Britney, we know it's the truth. And there are 1.3 million adults in conservatorship and guardianship, and we must continue to fight for them, even after Britney is free.
Yeah!
It has been the most devastating experience of my life to hear my father's voice cracking, begging for companionship when I speak to him on FaceTime, begging for companionship when I speak to him on the phone. And it has broken my soul that I cannot be with him, and he cannot be with his family or his loved ones in the twilight of his life. Isolation is abuse. It is not protection. Conservatorship and guardianship exist under the cloak of protection, but it is predation.
Yes.
So for 2.5 years, I've been fighting for my father. My father's guardians and court-appointed attorney have isolated him in his home, my childhood home, for almost 24 hours a day. My brother and I are only allowed to see our father by going through attorneys, and then we're allowed 1 hour supervised.
Wow.
Up until a day ago, I had to see my father 3 times a week on a park bench. I was not allowed into my childhood home. Now, because it's cold in New York, they've given me the great grace of going up into my childhood home for 1 hour to have a supervised visit with my father. My father is begging to be free. They have put cameras all over my father's apartment with a direct feed to the guardian's cell phone in violation of his constitutional rights. They took away his beloved rescue cats. They've taken away his family, his friends. They took away his phone. They gave him a new phone with no contacts in it, so I'm not sure what good that does. I had to get a court order so I could give out my father's new phone number to his friends, so he didn't speak to anyone for a year.
Wow.
I fear for my father's life. The isolation has impacted his health, and he is fading. He is losing his will to live. And I ask for your help to help me free my beloved father before it's too late.
Yeah!
Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max!
It is not like me to stand up publicly anywhere, but after 2.5 years of fighting this in the court system and realizing the dark, corrupt system, the underworld that I was fighting in, obviously my only choice was to go public onto this broken system and sanitize it and disinfect it from the predators preying on our most vulnerable adults. At the end of my father's life, he should be surrounded by love, gentleness, warmth, family, celebration, kindness, and his cats. Yes. Instead, his guardianship has descended into captivity. While adults who don't have the name of Peter Max, who don't have the name of Britney Spears, who are suffering in silence, I stand in solidarity with them and with you, and I know that we can win this fight. Free them all. This movement is for everyone, trafficked into guardianship and conservatorship. I ask that we continue on. I am so moved by your activism. It brings me to tears. One of my favorite quotes, never doubt that a small group of like-minded individuals can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.
Yeah! Woo!
Thank you.
Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max!
Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max! Free Peter Max!
Quick insert. So Peter Max has another hearing on November 30th in New York City. If you're able to participate in any of the protests or anything like that, I will put some information down yonder, links to the Instagram page Free Peter Max that is sharing the information for this. If you can't be there, please at least just spread the word. Please, please, please. This guy really needs our help. You might be asking yourself, as I have been for years, well, what can I do about this? What can I do to help this? We can call and write our Congress people's offices. We can call and write our senators' offices. We need to bring this issue to the forefront so the people that make our laws are making laws that are just and are fair so that things like this cannot happen. A huge takeaway that I really hope that people get from this video, which a lot of people disagree with, but I firmly do not believe that conservatorships in any form or fashion should be legal. I understand that some people do need extreme forms of help. The problem is the conservatorship system is far too easy to abuse, as we have seen with Britney Spears, you know, one of the biggest pop stars in the world, right under our nose, being abused like this. If someone that big and that popular, who's in the media that much and under that much public scrutiny, can be kept as a slave for almost 14 years, what happens to someone who doesn't have that platform? You could do anything to them. And that is exactly what's happening to Peter and over 1 million other people in this country, most of whom are elderly. Right now, baby boomers, they are about to make this market, this private fiduciary market, blow up unless change happens. Change has to happen now. This can't be tomorrow. This can't be in another 14 years. It needs to happen right now. There needs to be laws that are put into place to protect elderly people and to actually help them, not to take away every single human right we claim to offer those that live in this country. Mind you, people in conservatorships have less human rights than someone who is in prison for murder. A convicted murderer has more rights than an elderly person or any person in any probate conservatorship or adult guardianship is what it's called in most states. Only a few states call it a conservatorship. It's the same exact thing. So why is it that we are not freaking out about this? We should be. This is not okay. This could happen to your grandparents. This could happen tomorrow. If I wanted to put your grandmother into a conservatorship, guess what? I could. I have that right. It doesn't matter who you are. I could put you into a conservatorship if I could pay off a doctor to say that you're incapacitated and pay off a judge who's probably already getting paid off, allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly just because. I know I'm going on a little rant here, but this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be okay with this. We should be mad about this. We should demand change. So, call the people in your state that make your laws, your senators, your Congress people, write them letters and don't back down. Sign petitions. There are plenty out there. You can even make them yourself. You can go to, you know, political events if you're in a position like that to travel. But of course you don't have to. But if we bog these people down with phone calls and we don't stop, guess what? They're going to have to address it. They will have to address it. Change needs to happen. So right now, to give you a few names, Peter Max, incredible artist. Nichelle Nichols, first black woman to play a main character, or I should say one of the main characters, on an American television series. Star Trek, by the way. This is her. Nichelle Nichols, this just happened to her too. Amanda Bynes. We all know about Amanda Bynes, and you can say what you want about her, you know, not being mentally stable. I don't know her. I don't know her life. But whether she is or isn't mentally stable, whether she is or isn't on drugs, that is not a reason to put her into a conservatorship. If she wants to use drugs, which I don't think she is, because, you know, it's not my business anyway. But if she can eat, drink, and work on her own, guess what? No conservatorship. But really, there shouldn't be a conservatorship for anyone in the first place, in my opinion. Change needs to happen. Let's make it happen. I hope that you guys really take this to heart. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, please share. Actually, please share any of my videos. Just to let you know ahead of time, you can screen record them. You can share them. I don't need credit. You don't have to link me. You can if you want, so people can see more info on it, which I guess would actually be wise. But yeah, you don't have to. I don't care. I'm not doing this for credit. I just want to get the word out there. So please, please, please share all of this information so that we can make change happen. Love you guys so much. Make good choices. Be a good person. Help those in need. Bye.